Okay, 3, 2, 1. Welcome, everybody. So, this is a new podcast. We are Media Files. Just to give you guys a little bit of context of who we are. So, we talk anything.
Bro. I'm just kidding, bro.
Bro,
continue.
Oh my God. We talk about everything media related. Anime, manga, movies, whatever it is we talk about. So
you already know what's going on, bro. We out here.
So since I can't get through the intro, we're going to go around and introduce ourselves. The handsome one talking to you now is Sergeant Survival. I will pass it on to whoever wants to go next.
All right. What's going on, everyone? My name's Venom. I have a podcast of my own called the Outer Deus podcast, but I haven't really been posting on that. But this should be fun. Talking with my best friends, like Sergeant Survival here said. We talk movies, games, books, shows, anime, manga, you name it. You want it, we consume.
Hey everybody, I'm Mammoth Apostle. I'm the third and final member of your hosts. Not really sure what else I should say at this point besides, like, I guess I'm going to be like the Randy of the group. Try to see the positive in try to find all the gold in the piles of shit we watch and read.
Oh, great.
Please don't ask us to watch Bible Black. Don't do it, please. Don't.
Unless you ask nicely.
No, please, no.
There's worse out there.
I was about to say there are probably way worse.
There's so much worse out there.
I mean, whoever stumbles upon this podcast is gonna be like, Bible Black, what's that? And like,
if you're old enough, you already know.
Yeah, if you're old enough, you already know.
That 90s animation.
Yeah, the memories. All right.
No, the memories. Excuse me.
Oh yeah, the memories.
We don't talk about that. All right.
Look, man, I read the wiki.
Moving along before we get off on the tangent. So for this episode, we are going to talk about our favorite animes. Not necessarily the main one, but at least one of our favorites. So I'll go first.
Pick.
Wait, what happened?
Like a pocket pick.
Yeah. I mean, I would imagine that people wouldn't just have like one favorite anime. That's kind of constricting. Like there's so much out there. Broaden your horizon, viewers. Broaden your horizon. So to start us off. Wait, what's that?
No, I just said yes, sir.
Fantastic.
Sarge.
Respect my authority. Okay. So
please.
So I will start off. So one of my favorites is called Ushio and Tora. This anime.
Love that shit.
Yes, it is really good. So just a little bit of background. It is supernatural. It is kind of the way of Yu Yu Hakusho. That's kind of what I compare it to, like the art style and kind of the direction. But long story short, it's about this guy. He lives like in like this temple with his father, and his father tells him not to like go into the cellar. He goes in there one day and finds there's a literal demon like stuck to the wall with this spear. And
jeez. Yeah.
So when he opens the thing, it unleashes like this like energy that attracts other like demons. And basically the whole premise is he releases the demon to fight the other demons, but then he double crosses him. But the spear actually turns the guy into like a half demon. So long story short, they team up, fight demons, and it does have an ending. So that is a plus in my book. I have a thing when it comes to stories that go on a little too long.
One Piece.
Say that to my face. Anywho, I first watched it on Hulu, so believe it or not, and I've watched it a couple of times. The pros of the show, I would say it's quick. There's only 2 seasons and I think like 12 episodes each. So it goes by pretty quickly.
Pretty
The
good.
characters are pretty likable. There's not like if you like Yu Yu Hakusho and like how Yusuke is, then you'll like this character too. I mean, art style is really good. The
So it's a 90s art style is what you're saying? Like a early 90s, mid 90s type of art style?
Yeah, roughly.
All right.
It doesn't take itself too seriously. Like the story's pretty good, pretty simple storyline. There's no like, oh, I have to bust my brain to figure out what's going on. So I would say that is a plus. So cons, I would say like if you're not really into like supernatural, like I know people who only read romance, people who only like watch Death Note. We know you.
My romance readers, my romance watchers. Look, man, y'all can like it. I don't know how y'all could just box yourselves into that genre only.
Yeah, like expand out. Like I like romance too, but I'm like I also watch a lot of other things too. We don't talk about those things here.
Yeah, some things are not meant to see the light of day.
That is true.
Some things are just cursed, and they need to stay stuck in the VHS crates of yesteryear,
bruh. So yeah, Ushio and Tora, it is worth the watch if you like the like 90s style anime, short series, you just want to get through it. It has a lot of good action, choreography, good story, but that's it for me. I will pass it on to the next. Go ahead.
You want to go first or should I go?
You go.
All right. I picked The Big O.
Ooh.
Oh. You know what, Big O? I was like, yo, when we were talking about shows to watch individually or together, I was like, yo, why does it feel like we're gonna end up watching The Big O for some reason? I just started thinking about the main character being Japanese Batman, and I was just like, bro.
Yeah, it's I remember first watching it on Toonami, middle of the night, like 2 or 3 a.m. in early 2000s.
Ooh.
And I'm like, it's like, what if Batman, or what if Bruce Wayne decided to become a Gundam pilot instead of being Batman? And he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna, instead of fighting the Joker, I'm just gonna hop in this mech and kick his ass. But it's got like a noir backdrop. It's not your traditional mecha. Like there's mecha in there, but it's more so like a procedural, like, crime drama.
Dude, are you kidding me? I honestly didn't know what the fuck that show was about. I'm gonna be real. Like, like I just knew that the guy was like, yo, it's Japanese Batman. The dude is in the
like aesthetically,
yeah.
Yeah, but most of it is like, oh, I need to go. I got hired to solve this mystery. I gotta, like, the first episode, he gets hired to find a missing girl who, I don't want to spoil who it is, but it's obvious from the first 5 minutes. But he gets hired to find a missing girl. And he's like, okay, I got to like negotiate this transfer of money to the kidnappers. And when that goes awry, time to hop in the mech.
Yo, but I mean, proportionality here. Do the bad guys have mechs?
Yeah, some of them do. There's a lot of random guys with mechs, or
I mean, it would kind of be overkill to solve your mysteries with a giant robot if other people didn't have one.
True. The Big O operates more like a last resort. Like, if he can't solve it with like his gadgets, which it's not like Batman gadgets. It's like, oh, I've got like a car. I've got some secret passages in the city. My butler has an RPG in the trunk.
Wait, what?
Yo, that sounds really cool because I honestly didn't know. I mean, it should have been self-explanatory, just saying Japanese Batman. But
Steve Bloom voices Roger, so you get those smooth tones coming off of him for all 26 episodes. There's an original soundtrack You know,
That's always a plus.
What kind? What style is the soundtrack?
I want to say I don't. I want to say jazz, but it's not like bebop jazz. It's more like ballroom.
Oh,
Ballroom.
so kind of like
Yeah.
slow.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, that's interesting. I love it when animes use jazz as their music.
And like, there's a couple of like fight tracks that are a little bit more upbeat, but it's still not like that bouncy bebop feel.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute. So there's hand-to-hand combat in the show?
There's a little bit, yeah. Although I don't want to spoil. Roger can't exactly fight. Other characters usually have to do the hand-to-hand.
Oh, okay.
He's just like the rich guy with the tools.
He's
not
fine.
a bad fighter, but other people are better than him.
Which is fine.
Okay.
Because that's how character dynamic works. One person doesn't have to be able to do everything.
That is a plus of the show in that none of the main characters are like useless. Like everybody has like a role they play. You've got you have your Batman, you've got your Gordon, you have your Alfred, you have your Barbara. Like everybody has a role, and nobody feels like Sakura. Or it's like, why is this character even in the show? You know, it's like, no, everybody has a role. Everybody makes sense. Everybody's pretty likable too.
Faithful listeners, you will come to learn very quickly that we do not like Sakura, and you will find out why very quickly.
It's not. I don't hate Sakura. I just don't like her.
Yeah, like don't worry. We're not like those weird people, crazy people that want to see Sakura's head on a pike. We're not like that.
That's insane.
But I mean, dude, do you remember YouTube in the early 2010s?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, people today hate Sakura.
Yeah, people today hate Sakura, but you won't see people saying that shit online anymore because, well, we grew up too. But you know,
now she's just soured with mom.
I mean, you know what? Let's not take up airtime on Sakura, man.
Listen,
keep talking big.
I'll just say this: we have our reasons, and those reasons will come up as these episodes go along.
Yes, they will. I can hear it already. Why do you guys hate Sakura? Is it because she's a woman? It's like, no. No. Because there are Sakura fans out there. There actually are. I don't know. I don't know how.
There's probably like 3 of them, and they make bots to defend Sakura.
2 of them are bots.
They'll be fine. But anyway, yeah, let's not.
But yeah, you should watch the Big O if you like. You want a short, self-contained anime it has a Batman the Animated Series feel to it. It's very not gritty, but it's pretty down to earth. Aside from the giant robots, it's noir styled. I will say, like most shows, the fashion is good, but it's the same thing every episode. It's not like Bleach or like As Told by Ginger, where you're getting different outfits and there's like some styling going on. It's pretty one note with the designs, tuxedos, black dresses, that kind of thing. But
but that kind of fits the style and the tone of the show.
That adds to the charm, though.
Yeah,
it does. When your main character walks up wearing a tux, and he gets out of the robot wearing a tux, and he's just like, "Yeah, let me fix my collar and get back to the party." There's a bit of charm there.
So is it kind of like Batman the Animated Series, where like it's clearly not supposed to be in the old times, but a lot of the style is designed to harken back to like 40s and 30s type of stuff?
Yeah, because like the cars are older, like what we would see here in like, I want to say like the 70s or 80s, large boxes. They've got the cabling going through the streets on poles and everything. There's not much like. It came out in the 90s, but it doesn't look necessarily like the 90s. It looks more like an
American cartoon.
What's the
sort of?
I'm trying to think of like the word to describe like
Like more
its aesthetic.
futuristic.
Like imagine like a movie set in New York in like the 70s or 80s, but there isn't garbage everywhere.
I can see that.
Oh, so it's sanitized.
It's not in a clean way, but in a like a neat way. Like there's still like, you know, like the normal, you know, dirtiness of a big city. You know, they have like the slums and everything.
Yeah.
But it's like they have technology that is a bit ahead of their time, even though the time they live in is like the 80s. Like imagine living in the 80s, but you have like an iPhone 10.
Oh, so it's Escape from New York, sort of like.
Kind of, yeah. I would say
Okay,
like that.
yeah.
Where like you have stuff that's a bit ahead of your time, but it's like the technology is ahead of its time, but it's made to like fit within the world.
Gotcha.
Or like Fallout. Fallout does this where like they have technology that shouldn't really exist for that setting, but it fits.
It's like a what would it look, or like, I guess it's kind of the same way where 80s films and 70s films that would hearken, or not hearken, but look forward into the future, and it was their imagination of how technology would progress based on the standards then. Kind of like how Alien has all this futuristic tech, but it doesn't look futuristic at all compared to like what we have now. It's so blocky and stuff like that. So it's like that retro futuristic type of aesthetic is what you're saying.
In a way, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
The future from
I guess that's the best way to put it. Without going it too deep into the details. I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. It's a good anime. Anybody who hasn't seen it should see it.
Okay.
I will say that it did flop in Japan, but was really popular here. And that's why it got a second season, because America saved it.
Oh, wow.
That's why I wear the bash, man.
Not like this.
So thanks, early Toonami, for saving this anime.
I know, right? And thank you for the recommendation. I will say a lot of our experience with anime and where we kind of started was with Toonami. Like that was kind of the
Toonami.
Like the propelling force for us to know what anime is. Like
we were there, Gandalf.
Yeah, we were there in the trenches. We were there. We were there sitting in front of our TVs like, yo, what is Inuyasha?
We had to, dude, I was literally about to say something about that. Like, we were there in the trenches having to fight against the ads that all they said was, Inuyasha, Kagome! Inuyasha, Kagome! Like, literally the whole ad.
Yeah. Oh my god.
The original Naruto Sasuke.
Naruto!
Bro. But yeah, so let's move on. Venom, what is your recommendation?
For this episode, I ended up going with Monster. And it's definitely gotten more popular over the years, but I wouldn't say it's like Naruto popular. It's currently on Netflix if you want to check it out after this explanation. But it's essentially a manga based in pre- and post-Cold War Germany. What you would probably call Western Germany, I guess. But in the post-Cold War era, I think it extends potentially to East Germany. I only say potentially because I haven't finished it, but I have watched 29 episodes out of 72.
Jesus Christ, it's Jason Bourne.
Yeah, I've watched it years ago, subtitled. I had to actually pirate it because it's so unavailable, actually. So it's actually kind of a godsend that it's on Netflix for more people to watch. Unfortunately, there's no English dub track on Netflix, even though it does exist. Viz Media did it. There's only the Japanese and the French for some reason. But anyway, it's a psychological horror thriller, and the premise is a Japanese neurosurgeon doctor is living in West Germany. He has a German fiance. He's head of surgery at the surgery department and the chief neurosurgeon, and he's the characters make note of it in the first episode. I'm only going to talk about the first episode mostly, and the rest sort of. But essentially, that's just how good he is. He's well up in the ranks. He's definitely in his about mid-30s, give or take. He's a very renowned doctor. The hospital is renowned. The chief of the hospital is his soon-to-be father-in-law. And there's a lot of, for a first episode, there's a lot of heavy stuff that gets into it. It's of course adapted from a manga monster as well, seinen demographic like Berserk, Vinland Saga, Vagabond, Bastard, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure right now, and a few others. I've read a little bit of it. I have one of the volumes, but I mostly watched it because it's a perfect adaptation as far as I'm concerned. As far as I know, it adapted everything accurately except the certain sequence of events are changed up. But again, that's the premise of the show of like when it comes to the character, and he has to go through certain situations in the first episode where he has to think about the ethics and morality and the morals of the people that he works with, as well as himself, and where he stands there and what he has to gain. Obviously, this is not Grey's Anatomy. This is literally just the setup of the show. This is just the setup of the show. So that's the A plot that he's a neurosurgeon and he's having to wrestle with tough questions already or you as the viewer in the first episode already, whether if life's worth is subjective depending on person to person. What does it mean to be a doctor, or more specifically a neurosurgeon that is like saving lives, particularly to Tenma? That's the main character's name, Tenma. Again, he's a Japanese doctor living in West Germany, and he's a very likable character, very nice person, but he's not necessarily a meek, stereotypical trope character. He's definitely soft-spoken, and he's a very good person. You get the feeling that he wants to save people and not make money out of his profession, but unfortunately, there's also hospital politics that come into play in certain decisions already in the first episode, like two times in the first episode, where you, the viewer, and the character has to go through something so difficult on whether like the decision-making process went in the hospital. So you're already seeing like almost even like class-based patient care almost in a way.
So how long is the first episode?
It's 22 minutes.
That's a lot in 22 minutes.
Standard anime episode, and I was rewatching it, of course, today for this. I've rewatched the first few episodes at least 3 to 4 times because I always want to get back to it, and I just don't. And it has nothing to do with the quality. I just get so busy. And
I've been watching this for a while. I need to start it.
Yeah, if you guys the manga's authored by Naoki Urasawa. He's done Master Keaton, which also got an anime adaptation. That one has also only been on DVD in the States.
Ooh, yeah, Pluto.
Yeah, he authored Pluto, which I'm sure whoever stumbles upon this, I'm sure you've heard of Pluto on Netflix. He also did the manga for that, which is a reboot / modern futuristic take of Astro Boy, cyberpunk-esque. It's only 6 volumes, but he did do that one. He also did another manga called Billy Bat. It doesn't have any anime adaptation, but it's about apparently like a comic book artist. I think it takes place in the 30s or 40s. And he also did the 20th Century Boys manga and its sequel, 21st Century Boys, which is at least 1 to 3 volumes. That one is supposed to be also a really good one. He's one of the top seinen mangakas in Japan that is very renowned. He's up there with he's renowned writing wise, like Kentaro Miura. Oh my God, I feel so bad for not knowing his name. The Vagabond author.
Oh, Inoue?
Yeah, Inoue. Takehiko Inoue. Him, the slam dunk guy as well in Real.
Oh, so I need to get back into Real.
Yeah, so you're telling me, man. But yeah, again, that first episode, it's very loaded. I mean, it gets to the point where the first episode, he's having to make this, like, you get into the position of where he has to make a decision on a child.
Ooh,
Sounds like
that's
good
rough.
first episode.
Yeah, that's the kind of show that you're
That's
dealing
first
with.
episode.
First episode.
Jeez.
You like the amount of characterization that the first episode has to establish the characters and who the kind of person they are is like, after not watching it for some time and going back to it, like, I'm so shocked at the level of like detail and writing that first episode has. And of course, like I mentioned before, there's the Cold War backdrop. The first episode is still technically taking place around 1987, 1988. So just before, like a little bit before the Berlin Wall goes down. And it does play into the plot in the first episode. The B plot is that something is being investigated at a, I think like a government building of some sorts. I don't really want to spoil too much because most of it is pretty mysterious in the first episode. You're not really giving clues as to what's happening in that B plot. It's just,
yeah, I know a little bit about the B plot.
It's very eerie and it's very creepy. And that's the good thing. Like, I'm a horror buff, and y'all will come to know that in later episodes. But this show is like, the first episode will creep you out. It definitely will. If you like also stuff like True Detective, maybe if anyone's ever heard of True Detective or watched at least the first season, this will definitely be up your alley. There's some religious undertones to it as well. I mean, the anime episode starts off with a Revelations verse.
That is ominous.
Yeah. Yeah, like there's some gothic horror elements to it, especially in its soundtrack. The ending gives, in based on the song and the visuals, even gives it kind of like a old-timey folktale horror type of feeling. Especially because you're in Germany, there's a bunch of folk tales from Europe that
are pretty messed up.
That are kind of messed up. I mean, even Pinocchio is messed up, and that's Italian.
Well, I mean, you also have to take into consideration that a lot of what we know of it has been kind of cleaned up and presented to us by the House of the Mouse. So,
House of wasn't that was a cartoon, right? House of Mouse.
It was such a weird show because it was like he had, I don't know, like what it was, like a club or something.
Yeah,
and like all the characters would come, and I'd be like, I don't get this, but I like it. But
it was kind of like I guess like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, where they're like all real.
Yeah,
and they don't like exist in the cartoon. They're like actors.
Oh my god, dude! 4K version on Amazon Prime, dude. That movie, like, it's insane. The animation quality of that movie.
Well, Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yes.
Yeah,
I've never finished that movie ever.
Some of the ways they interlaced the anime, make it look convincing.
Yeah, no, they did a phenomenal job. And the sad part is, it's kind of like a unicorn. Like, it's a rarity to see something that good nowadays. But people definitely pushed the boundaries back then. They tried everything and anything.
And
dare I say that was filmmaking?
No, that was filmmaking.
No, that was filmmaking.
That was A tier. No, that was S tier filmmaking. Even then,
that was quadruple S tier.
Yeah, Ubisoft. Quadruple A, lol. Quadruple A game. Get out of my face.
They really say that?
Yeah.
They said Skull and Bones is a quadruple A game. I'm like, get out of my face, Ubisoft. I wouldn't even call Odyssey that.
Listen, we like to have fun here, but we're also going to be real, guys. That is the dumbest thing that anyone could ever say.
Do you know how far up your own ass you need to be to think Skull and Bones was ever going to be some quadruple A game? Get out of my face.
Especially when they've never said that about any of their like other titles.
Yeah. And there have
that's
been way
true.
better titles. Way better. But, that's neither here or there. But anything else about Monster you want to share?
Well, I'm gonna just go very briefly for the rest of the show that I've watched. Again, I watched a lot of episodes, but that was like maybe 5 to 8 years ago, right? So I remember some things, I don't remember others.
Yeah,
But
don't go too into it, so that way
Yo.
viewers can enjoy every minute of it.
I will say that it is ranked number 23 on my anime list.
it's high.
Yeah.
And how do you say that was the premise of the first episode, but the actual premise of the story is that he's potentially he will eventually come to potentially save somebody that could be committing crimes in the future.
Oh.
Ooh, that sucks. Oh no, like do you save that's like the trolley question. Like, do
Yee.
you save this guy knowing that they could hurt somebody else?
Yeah, let's leave it at that then.
I'm not going to say any more details, but it ends up becoming a game of cat and mouse, and Tenma is over the course of the show, he's attempting to capture this person. I'm not going to... Some of you know who I'm talking about. You already know his name. He's ranked literally right next to Griffith from Berserk as greatest manga villains of all time. Jesus. I know y'all know. I don't know much. There's a potentially big spoiler that I potentially stumbled upon. It could be a meme. I don't know. But it is a game of cat and mouse. He's going through mostly Germany, attempting to find this person, coming into contact with people that may have met him. And the cool thing is, so he actually meets a kid in the show, and his voice actress is Naruto's voice actress. So that was really cool. And that anime came out like in 1999, around there. So,
nice.
Yeah, she's in there. So that was pretty cool. And you do it becomes kind of a story that also focuses on different characters and what they got going on. So it's not just about Tenma. So it does kind of play like maybe a show that you're used to nowadays, where there's clearly a main character and a protagonist, but they have no issues going to maybe a supporting character and developing them, giving them characterization. Some of these characters are real pieces of shit. And again, if you like that creepy horror vibe, this has it. Like it's gonna make you feel eerie. It's a really, really, really good show. I highly recommend it. If you love horror stories as well that have that gothic atmosphere, the European architecture aesthetic, you'll be right at home here, because it's mostly just Germany, man. It's just Germany, essentially. And again, there is an English dub. You may have to pirate it. I think they did release.
We don't condone that. We're not telling you to commit crimes. We're just saying.
Hey, look, man.
We're just saying.
Don't commit crimes. But if it's not readily available, and you got to find out, whatever.
Do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do. But at the very least, if you got Netflix or whatever, it's on there. If you're a sub person, more power to you. It's subbed on there. I personally had downloaded it with Spanish subtitles, so that's how I was watching it a while back. But yeah, that's all I can say. I don't want to give spoilers away. I highly recommend it. It's very good.
Okay. Well,
I need to finish it.
I need to start it.
Yeah, I was about to say, it sounds like something we all need to start.
Yeah, it's
been on my list for a while.
No, like Naoki Urasawa is based on just Monster. Like
everything
that guy
he's written has been on my list. Like I need to start Pluto, 21st Century Boys.
Pretty good.
I finished Pluto. Pluto it's very good. It's easily like about 9 out of 10. It's really good. It's only 6 volumes, and I watched like 2 to 3 episodes of Master Keaton. Again, you can get the whole Master Keaton series that adapts the whole manga on Amazon. The DVDs are pretty cheap. If you want to watch the English dub on it, go right ahead, but it's also subbed. I felt it was kind of okay because Master Keaton is like an English dude, or I forget his I forget his nationality, but the manga is also readily available. It's been published by Viz Media. You can go find that too. Yeah, good shit.
Okay.
$24 on Amazon right now.
Fantastic. So I will say this: a trend in of the shows we presented is that the main character isn't the focus. They are the focus, but they also give attention to those around them. So viewers understand that is a trademark of not just a good show, but a good writer. You don't want someone who just creates characters, but they add nothing to the story and they just get kicked off. That is one reason for this dislike of Sakura.
I mean, it's worse than Sakura.
It is
in Naruto,
but that is
she might be the most popular example, though.
She's the most popular example besides 10-10.
Well, okay, but I would rather 10-10 over Sakura. I'm just saying.
10-10 at least has the buns. She's
because
cute.
Well, at least she stays in her lane where it is she fits. She doesn't try to be something that she did not train to be or was really meant to be. Like
she was just there.
Yeah, like you just don't get thrust into a position of ultimate power without really doing anything to get there. But
I'll keep going.
No, go ahead.
If Sakura had started out the way she was in Shippuden, where she was like, I need to find a master to train under, I'd be like, I could respect the character a bit more.
Well,
but she was just like the bookworm who didn't really do anything.
Yo, Sakura, oh my god, dog. Like, thanks for reminding me about that, because that was actually really good. Like at the end of part 1, she gets taken under Tsunade's wing. You see the results of her training, which is not bad, actually. She's over there with Granny Chiyo fighting Sasori. It's one of the best fights in the anime, especially. It's very good. That's one arc I just did not dislike her. I don't even think I disliked her for most of Shippuden until like Sasuke. Until Sasuke returns.
Well, not even that, but like when she was like, "Oh, I love you, Naruto," and it was like, "Bruh, really?"
I don't think there was anybody who read that and liked it.
Yeah,
that was
universally hated.
I was like, how long has this guy liked you and shown that he's liked you, and you've been like, "Oh, Sasuke." I mean, Naruto's been yelling Sasuke too.
It was so weird because I didn't know if she was being serious at the time. But it's also like, what are you doing, dog? Like, is this really your best plan?
The character.
It's so dumb. First of all, the character was disrespected already, given the fact that she still tried. She still loved Sasuke. Like, Kishimoto couldn't just write her to get over him based on his own actions. Like, the fact that he made Sakura go after Sasuke to try to kill him was awesome in retrospect.
Nah, bro. Nah, I'm
kill Sasuke?
Foul. I'm calling foul on that for 2 reasons. One, there is no way, and even she knows this, there was no way that she was going to be like, yeah, I'm going to kill the literal guy who has the Sharingan. Guys, I have a specific hatred for that thing because it is so overpowered for no reason. So it's like you have a regular person who's going.
Let's not get into the Sharingan too much, though.
You're
own episode.
Yeah, you're basically having someone go after someone who is stronger than she is, with a group of just that background characters, and like we're gonna kill this guy.
Wait a minute. She had Lee on the team, man. What you mean background? He was background, but that dude was powerful.
Yes, and he deserved a lot more attention than he got. But the problem is, again, she came up with a plan that made no sense.
No, it didn't.
Like, okay, the idea of wanting...
I don't even remember.
Dude, she just went to go tell Naruto that she liked him in order to kind of like pacify him in a way.
Yeah.
But he knew that she was BSing, and
Did he just
Naruto-
stop lying?
Dude,
Yeah,
and it's
that's what
like
he said.
Naruto started hyperventilating over Sasuke and fucking passed out, and I was like, "What?"
That jump was, dude. When it was,
Sasuke.
you know what I just thought about? It was literally like they switched places. In the first part, Sakura was head like crazy for Sasuke. Like when Kakashi showed the like genjutsu of Sasuke, like dying.
Oh yeah.
And she like passed out. And then you got Naruto like, oh no, they're gonna vote to kill Sasuke. And like, dude, like they literally just did they literally just switched places. And I'm like, I don't understand. Like, because here's the thing, I've noticed this with Naruto is that he does not know how to write female characters.
No, and he's admitted that. That doesn't make it any better.
Yeah, that doesn't make it any better because at the end of the day, if you include those characters, then you need to include them. Like they need to serve some purpose than just, being there. Because it's like, okay, the one thing I did respect about Naruto was it wasn't all about, in some aspects, it wasn't like, fan service. Like,
Naruto was not about fan service. It just seemed like it, but it wasn't about fan service.
Aside from the harem jutsu and Jiraiya being a guy who writes books and Kakashi reading them and getting nosebleeds. I mean,
Tsunade's boobs and all that. I mean, there was fan service, and there wasn't fan service in terms of like, Gogeta Blue versus Broly. Yeah, like that's fan service. But in terms of like, horny fan service, I mean, it was a little there, but not really. It wasn't Fairy Tail.
Not as much as compared to other series.
Yeah, there was less of it as it kept going, which is honestly good. Like, I'm not gonna like. There's some positives again, but just coming back to Sakura, like the plan was stupid, but I still gave the character props for going out to still do what they think is necessary, which is kill Sasuke despite whatever feelings you may have.
What she should have done, and this is the smarter thing, get literal Jonin. Get Jonin to do it.
Yeah, right? Like, why are they getting Chunin and Genin over this, dude? Like he's literally Jonin plus level, and they keep sending scrubs after him.
And even that power scaling isn't even. We're going too much in the weeds.
No, well, I'm not. We're not talking about. We don't even need to talk about Naruto too much.
But the problem is that Sasuke has never won a fight in the second series. In the second part, everybody has either killed themselves or blown themselves up.
I mean, he sort of beat Naruto and the crew when they finally found him in part 2. I mean, the first time.
But that was also like element of surprise. Like, I haven't. That's like going overseas for war and then coming back and seeing your sweetheart and she's like, I'm going to stab you in the back. And you're just so caught off guard. Like,
that's what Sakura should have done. She should have seduced him and stabbed him in the back in his sleep.
But I was about to say, how is that going to work?
Well, to cap off her character in regards to writing, like she was fine at first in part 2, but then as Sasuke starts to become more of a focus in the story, it's like it took all the quality with him and this charisma black hole he has. And then Sakura starts, for some reason, is still like stupid now again. She's not learning anything new except doing the same technique that Tsunade does with her little diamond on her head.
Oh, yeah. And punching the ground really hard.
Yeah, she thinks she's on Sasuke and Naruto level in the final battle. I don't know what possessed her to think that. And then you have Sakura having a child with Sasuke. That's all you need to know about.
Did not like that.
About the writing about this character. Like, makes no fucking sense.
My man knocked her up and said, you know what? I need to go get some milk. I'll be back.
And he never came back. Dude, looking back on the final chapter of Naruto, I actually don't like it as much anymore. Because all it was just a bunch of fan shipping pairings.
Well, the funny thing is the last movie was actually pretty good.
Yeah, the last movie was good.
If they left it at that, I think we'd be fine.
But no.
But
we had Burrito come in and
oh my god,
have us show Kishimoto his female writing skills again.
So people, we do not speak that forbidden word. We say burrito here.
Yeah, Burrito, baby.
So
Is Sarada a better character than Sakura?
Who?
oh, her daughter.
Yeah.
I actually didn't even know who you just said, bro. And I'm like, oh.
From what I understand,
Yes.
from what I've read and what I've watched, I don't think so. Because it's almost like she
It could be worse. It could be worse.
It's like she has the qualities of Sakura, like the short temper, the brashness, and then you got Sasuke, who's kind of like standoffish. You know, like Sasuke just comes off as like just cold and unfriendly. So you put those two things together, and bam.
Well, look, man.
But
look,
again,
I forgot about one thing.
What's that?
I forgot about one thing in regards to Sakura because it does continue from the final chapter. And I only remembered it because we spoke of Sarada, and now looking back on it, yeah, she's not even as good as Sakura somehow. But she doesn't make you as mad, which is the good thing.
Yeah, she's not as
She's
bad.
much more like Tenten.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She doesn't have as much written to her because the same fucking problem that happened to Naruto happened to Boruto. It's all about Kawaki and Boruto now. And apparently now Boruto's some fucking prodigy. And it's like, dude.
Yeah, it's...
Anyway. In the Naruto Gaiden manga, which was like 9 to 10 chapters, oh my God, I couldn't believe Kishimoto was writing that because it was like he went back to actually being good again until the final chapter happened.
Bruh.
Where like, have y'all read or watched the adaptation of that? Where
No.
like,
Nope.
I kind of needed a Naruto cleanse after what he put my bowels through.
I know.
So,
but
I'm just saying.
it's about Sarada. It's about her story, Salada, whatever you want to call it.
We'll call her Salad.
And she's the main character of the manga, written by Kishimoto, drawn by Kishimoto. Naruto's Hokage, Boruto's there, Mitsuki is there, Sasuke shows up. There's apparently they're stealing there's a mystery coming up that Sarada's parents aren't who she thinks they are. And it's like, what? And it comes into complete question if like Sakura is her actual mom.
That was a fan theory from the start of the series.
Wait,
wait a minute.
Wasn't that an episode where it was like
it's in Shippuden? No, it's not in Shippuden. It's in Boruto.
Yeah, I remember that, and I was like, huh?
It's a good story because it's essentially a story about like parents and kids and shit. Because Sasuke gets involved, and the villains are like these.
The kids. They have Sharingan.
They have Sharingan. It was like, yo, what? And it was like, who are these guys? Like, it was some real. It was like Naruto GT, but if it was good, like, even though Boruto is Naruto GT, but I digress. So that was like they're fighting against them. Some good action in the manga too. Some good shit. It was a nice chemistry and relationship between Sarada and Naruto because you know Naruto's backstory. He didn't have his parents with him. So he kind of like...
Which they beat you over the head with.
They had like some nice bonding. It was some good character interactions and characterization and everything, right?
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh shit, it seems like Karin is actually her mom. And I was like, all right. Now this is good. It's not fucking Sakura. It's not Sakura. It's Karin. She's head over here, heals this bitch, and this Sasuke, and it works so much better because of the characters, the type of characters. Like, it's like, damn, dude, like, it was redeeming Sakura until the final 2 pages where it turns out Sakura is her mother.
Of course it... Dude.
No, dude. I don't know, dude. Every single page
you're watching.
No. It was like hard lined. Karin was gonna be the fucking mom. Like there is no way.
I remember.
No fucking way. It wasn't gonna be. It wasn't. It was gonna be Sakura until it was, and it was like, oh no, that wasn't my blood because they were doing some DNA testing and shit, and it was like, no, that wasn't hers, and it was like, oh, so it wasn't this cool, touching story of Sakura taking care of Sasuke's kid for him for old time's sake. It wasn't that. It's actually her kid too. And it's like, gay. And then it was like, Karin also has the red glasses. It was like, yo, that would have been so good. But no, they fucked it up. And it was like, dude.
Did you expect anything less?
I wonder if he did that on purpose, just to mess with
dude. Oh my god! Like, I kind of want to get off of Naruto now, but I will say that
move on to the next.
But oh my god, I've never seen a fucking shonen manga drop off in quality so much, dog. It's so bad. Again, anyway, let's move on.
We will have plenty of time to trash on the many disappointments that is Naruto and other related series. We don't want you guys to think that we just hate Naruto. We love it and we want the best for it.
That's why it hurts so much to talk about it because I kind of came to that conclusion. I was like, you know what? I think I feel this way still is because I still really, really, really like the show. So it makes me sad that it got so bad because of how much it inspired me.
We grew up with it. It was on Toonami.
Like it was like the second coming of Dragon Ball Z when that shit came out on Toonami.
Yeah, but yeah.
The one show I watched the anime and read the manga of.
Exactly, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, like I was on that shit. When I didn't have internet, I would literally go to the neighborhood behind me on my PSP and got their Wi-Fi just to read the new chapter.
Bruh.
That's how committed I was, dude. Circuit City, for all you guys in the know, y'all know Circuit City was that place. Circuit City had computers. I would go onto their computers that happened to have internet and search up the chapters. Like, yo, new chapter just dropped. Sasuke and Itachi battle is commencing today. It was like that serious. I was like, yo.
It was like hype.
It was so hype. So hype.
Okay.
That's the one part that when it focused on Sasuke and it wasn't bad.
Yeah.